Hoping that I'm live and the audio is fine, but I'm gonna very quickly validate that just to make sure that my what do you call my audio is not all over the place. So let's see. Is not all over the place. Okay. So let's see. That's is not all over the place. Better. Okay. Cool. All right. So I am away from my desk. So at this moment, the only thing I have is this my laptop, and we'll try to make the best out of it. And I'm gonna still do the random Wikipedia article thing. I guess I may not hang out for a long time, but maybe for 15-20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes at most. So let's see how it goes. And if you're not sure, if you're not aware, this I mean, I try to live stream every single day and go over a random Wikipedia article, which and from there build on. And this is a very good source. If you are not, if you don't know what you want to learn about, or what you want to correct yourself about, always go to random Wikipedia article and see which article it display, and you can go from there. And right now, the article which we're going to be going through is 2018 in arthropod paleontology. Okay, which is this list of fossil arthropods described in 2018 is a list of uh, new taxa of trilobites, fossil insects, crustaceans, arachnids, and other fossil arthropods of every kind that were described during the year 2018, as well as other significant discoveries and events related to arthropod paleontology that are scheduled to occur in the year 2018. So basically, it looks like it's everything about arthropod paleontology, obviously. Uh, but maybe back in 2018, they had like a bunch of different conferences or something to kind of, discuss about new species and whatnot. Yeah, so Alterranias, which is a spider belonging to the group Araneoidea and to the family Zargaranidae, the type species in A. gracilopis. I don't know how I'm gonna pronounce all of this, but look like location-wise, there were a lot of like different species emerging out of Myanmar. So that's interesting. Why so many different species coming out of Myanmar? They're like one from Mexico, but wait, am I missing something? Let's see. So this particular name, novelty of whatever, status, valid, authors, so and so people, age, whatever that means, unit, and then location. Look like they're location wise, pretty much everything is from Myanmar. So I'm kind of curious if that means something else. But let's review this page from the top. The list of fossil arthropods described in 2018 is a list of new taxa or of trilobites, fossil insects, crustaceans, arachnids, and other fossil arthropods of every kind that were described during the year 2018, as well as other significant discoveries and events related to arthropod paleontology that are scheduled to occur in the year 2018. And if you look at the general research, a study on extant arthropods, mainly insects and spiders, living around the resinous tree Hymenea vericosa is the lowland coastal forest of Madagascar and trapped by the resin produced by this tree species and on their implications for inferring whether amber records the true past biodiversity of the entire forest is published by Solorzano Kramer. All right. Study on the early evolution of stem and crown arthropods, as indicated by Ediacaran and Cambrian body and trace fossils and published by Daly. I bet like these researches are super intense. I mean, I'm obviously not um, trained enough to kind of go over any of these, but I'm kind of curious to see why Myanmar is like, reoccurring so many times in this 2018 list. Maybe this whatever name it's of this Burmese amber. So maybe there were like a lot of species discovered in Burmese amber. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then there is this Baltic amber, that a mite belonging to the group Prostigmata and to the family Tanopodedae, if I pronounced it right. Um, let's see what I want to actually look at. In biology, a taxon is a group of one or more populations of an organism or organisms seen by taxonomists to form a unit. Although neither is required, a taxon is usually known by a particular name and given a particular ranking, especially if and when it is accepted or becomes established. Okay, that's just a different way to kind of curate the names of different species and whatnot, I believe. What I do want to check in is, let's do this. Arachnid. Arachnid probably. Arachnid is a class of joint-legged invertebrate animals which are arthropods in the subphylum Chelicerata. Arachnid includes, among others, spiders, scorpions, ticks, mites, pseudoscorpions, harvestmen, camel spiders, whip spiders, and vinegaroons. Almost all adult arachnids have 8 legs, although the front pair of legs in some species has converted to a sensory function, while in other species, different appendages can grow large enough to take on the appearance of extra pair of legs. The term is derived from the Greek word aranchne, which means spider, from the myth of the hubristic human weaver Aranchne, who was turned into a spider. Almost all extant arachnids are terrestrial, living mainly on land. However, some inhabit freshwater environments, and with the exception of pelagic zone, marine environments as well. They comprise over 100,000 named species, of which 47,000 are species of spiders. So the basic characteristics of arachnids include 4 pair of legs and a body divided into 2 tegmata. The cephalothorax and the abdomen. So almost all adult arachnids have 8 legs, unlike adult insects, which all have 6 legs. However, arachnids also have 2 further pair of appendages that have become adapted for feeding, defense, and sensory perception. It's not arachnids, right? It's arachnids. Uh, arachnide. Okay. The first pair, the Chelicera, Chelicera, serve in feeding and defense. The next pair of appendages, the pedipalps, have been adapted for feeding, locomotion, and or reproductive functions. In solifugae, the palps are quite leg-like, so that these animals appear to have 10 legs. The larvae of mice and Ricinulae have only 6 legs. A fourth pair usually appears when they molt into nymphs. However, mites are variable as well as 8. There are adult mites with 6 or even 4 legs. Arachnids are further distinguished from insects by the fact they do not have antennae or wings. Their body is organized into two stegmata called the prosoma or cephalothorax and the opistosoma or abdomen. However, there is currently neither fossil nor embryologic evidence that arachnids ever had a separate thorax-like division, so the validity of the term cephalothorax, which means a fused cephalon or head, and thorax, has been questioned. There are also arguments against use of abdomen, as the opistosoma of many arachnids contains organ atypical of an abdomen, such as the heart and respiratory organs. The prosoma or cephalothorax is usually covered by a single unsegmented carapace. The abdomen is segmented in the more primitive forms, but varying degrees of fusion between the segments occur in many groups. It is typically divided into a pre-abdomen and post-abdomen, although this is only clearly visible in scorpions and in some orders such as the Acari, the abdominal sections are completely fused. A telson is present in scorpions where it has been modified to a stinger, and in the Schizomeda, whip scorpions, and palpigradi. Like all arthropods, arachnids have an exoskeleton and they also have an internal structure of cartilage-like tissue called the endosternite, to which certain muscle groups are attached. The endosternite is even calcified in some opilions. Look at this arachnid from Ernst Haeckel's, whatever that is, 1904. There's quite a few collections, especially this one over here. Look at this one. Wow. So it still have like 1, 2, 3, 4 legs, I would assume. I don't know what are these tentacles or antennas, probably. In here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8. Oh, 5, so 10 legs. Wow, whatever that is. In spider, definitely it's gonna be like 4 legs. Oop. Arachnids have two kinds of eyes, the lateral and median ocelli. The lateral ocelli evolved from compound eyes and may have a tapetum, which enhances the ability to collect light, with the exception of scorpions, which can have up to 5 pairs of lateral ocelli. There are never more than 3 pairs present. The median ocelli developed from a transverse fold of the ectoderm. The ancestors of modern arachnids probably had both types, but modern ones often lack one type or the other. The cornea of the eye also acts as a lens and is continuous with the cutule of the body. Beneath this is a transparent vitreous body, and then the retina, and, if present, the tapetum. In most arachnids, the retina probably does not have enough light sensitive cells to allow the light to form a proper image. In addition to the eyes, almost all arachnids have two other types of sensory organs. The most important to most arachnids are the fine sensory hairs that cover the body and give the animal a sense of touch. These can be relatively simple, but many arachnids also possess more complex structures like trichobothria. Finally, slit sense organs are slit-like pits covered with a thin membrane. Inside the pit, a small hair touches the underside of the membrane and detects its motion. Slit sense organs are believed to be involved in proprioception and possibly into hearing. Interesting. And let's look at the reproduction. Arachnids may also have one or two gonads, which are located in the abdomen. The genital opening is usually located on the underside of the second abdominal segment. In most species, the male transfers sperm to the female in a package or spermatophore. Complex courtship ritual have evolved in many arachnids to ensure the safe delivery of the sperm to the female. Members of many orders exhibit sexual dimorphism. Arachnids usually lay yolky eggs, which hatch into immature that resembles adults. Scorpions, however, are either ovoviviparous or viviparous, depending on species, and bear live young. In most arachnids, only the females provide parental care, with harvestmen being one of the few exceptions. So, if you look at the arachnids, there is archaeoforms, then opilions, then nuclei, and then solifugae, and then parasitiforms, under which there is pseudoscorpions. Huh, they're not scorpions completely, I guess. Then scorpions, then tetrapulmogate, which has RNA and amblypygi, whatever that is, and then Theliponida. Dude, these names are pain in ass. Uh, yeah, they're. What are camel spiders? Solifugae is an order of animals in the class Acanida, known variously as camel spiders, wind scorpions, sun spiders, or solifuges. The order includes more than 1,000 described species in which 153 genera. Despite the common names, they are neither true scorpions nor spiders, I would assume. Spiders are cool. I mean, again, it depends, I guess. Spiders, which are of order Arachnae, are air-breathing arthropods that have 8 legs. Silicaria with fangs generally able to inject venom, and spinnerets that extrude silk. They are the largest order of arachnids and rank 7th in total species diversity among all orders of organisms. Spiders are found worldwide on every continent except for Antarctica and have become established in nearly every land habitat. As of August 2021, 49,623 spider species in 129 families have been recorded by taxonomists. However, there has been dissension within the scientific community as to how all these families should be classified, as evidenced by the over 20 different classifications that have been proposed since 1900. Anatomically, spiders, as with all arachnids, differ from other arthropods in that the usual body segments are fused into two tegmata, the cephalothorax or prosoma and the opistosoma or abdomen, and jointed by a small cylindrical pedicle. However, as there is currently neither paleontological nor embryological evidence that spiders ever had a separate thorax like division, there exists an argument against the validity of the term cephalothorax, which means fused cephalon, and the thorax. Similarly, arguments can be formed against the use of the term abdomen, as the opistosoma of all spiders contains the heart and the respiratory organs. Organs are typical of an abdomen. Unlike insects, spiders do not have antennae. In all except the most primitive group, the Mesothelae, spiders have the most centralized nervous systems of all arthropods, as all their ganglia are fused into one mass in the cephalothorax. Unlike most arthropods, spiders have no extensor muscles in their limbs and instead extend them by hydraulic pressure. Their abdomens bear appendages that have been modified into spinnerets that extrude silk from up to six types of glands. Spider webs vary widely in size, shape, and the amount of sticky thread used. It now appears that the spiral orb web may be one of the earliest forms, and spiders that produce tangled cobwebs are more abundant and diverse than orb weaver spiders. Spider like arachnids with silk producing spigots appeared in the Devonian period, about 386 million years ago, but these animals apparently lacked spinnerets. True spiders have been found in Carboniferous rocks from 318 to 299 million years ago and are very similar to the most primitive surviving suborder, the Mesothelae. The main group of modern spiders, Mygalomorphae and Araneomorphae, first appeared in the Triassic period before 200 million years ago. Wow. 386 million years ago. That's a long time, obviously. But even true spiders have been formed 318 to 299 million years ago. In a grand scale, 318 million years ago is, well, in a grand scale, it's something. It's not nothing compared to, like, the occurrence of humans, I guess, or Homo sapiens in general, which is more like what, few hundred thousand years back, if I'm not mistaken. But 300 million years ago is a long time back. Even if Homo sapiens were there, like, say, 3 million years back, it's like this is 100 times more than that. The species Bagheera kiplingi was described as herbivore in 2008, but all other known species are predators, mostly preying on insects and on other spiders, although a few large species also take birds and lizards. It is estimated that the world's 25 million tons of spiders kill 400 to 800 million tons of prey per year. Wow. Spiders use a wide range of strategies to capture prey, trapping it in sticky webs, lassoing it with sticky bolas, mimicking the prey to avoid detection or running it down. Most detect prey mainly by sensing vibrations, but the active hunters have acute vision, and hunters of the genus Potia show signs of intelligence in their choice of tactics and ability to develop new ones. Spiders' guts are too narrow to take solids, so they liquefy their food by flooding it with digestive enzymes. They also grind food with the bases of their pedipalps. As arachnids do not have the mandibles that crustaceans and insects have. To avoid being eaten by the females, which are typically much larger, male spiders identify themselves to potential mates by a variety of complex courtship rituals. Males of most species survive a few matings, limited mainly by their short lifespans. Females weave silk egg cases, each of which may contain hundreds of eggs. Females of many species care for their young, for example, by carrying them around or by sharing food with them. A minority of species are social, building communal webs that may house anywhere from a few to 50,000 individuals. Social behavior ranges from precarious toleration, as in the widow spiders, to cooperative hunting and food sharing. Although most spiders live for at most 2 years, tarantulas and other mycolomorph spiders can live up to 25 years in captivity. While the venom of a few species is dangerous to humans, scientists are now researching the use of spider venom in medicine and as non polluting pesticides. Spider silk provides a combination of lightness, strength, and elasticity that is superior to that of synthetic material. And spider silk genes have been inserted into mammals and plants to see if these can be used as silk factories. As a result of their wide range of behaviors, spiders have become common symbol in art and mythology, symbolizing various combinations of patience, cruelty, and creative powers. An irrational fear of spiders is called arachnophobia. This is all kind of interesting, and actually, to a certain degree, I want to dive deeper into this because look at this. It has, brain sucking stomach, simple eye, venom gland, venom canal, esophagus, fang, digestive cecum, silk gland, spinneret, which is sort of like the it's just very close to anus, and yeah, oviduct, sperm receptacle. So we are talking about like female spider here, I guess. Look at these eyes. Well, I do want to go over this, but it's actually super late here, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. Well, I mean, this was kind of fun. Yeah, it's almost 30 minutes, so but I gotta go to bed and I gotta wake up early tomorrow. So, uh, but yeah, I'll be back again, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. But regardless, we'll be doing this again. And until then,